Hey there, folks. We're back in here. Team 1 Northern Forces now Seed 8 versus Seed 9. Two ECL teams matching up with the BO1s here in the group stage of the second open qualifier of the IEM Road to Rio RMR. Bugs and Exner on the call. And I'm pretty sure this is our last one of the day, so let's hope it's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, it certainly should pan out to be, right? These are two very strong teams here, taking each other on. Interesting little place to play it on, though, right? Got Ancient in a best of one. A bit of a rarity here, I feel like, and we'll see how that comes into terms for both these teams. It's going to be Northern Forces starting things off on this T side, and, well, not the best of ways. Pacer's going to walk on out and find himself an easy opener, about as easy as it gets. It does leave that A side a bit vulnerable. IDK starts to realize that, but oh my god, I think he nailed the target in the back right there. Freshy's able to trade, but that's pumped down a donut here.
Why did they push
a lot of time being bought? I really don't know if that was on purpose or if that was a miscommunication, but TeamOne are thinking they're lucky stars. And that was the case, because it made that round so easy.
Yeah, that was easy peasy lemon squeezy for Team 1. And if I just had to give a prediction, I would favor Team 1 here, just in terms of overall cohesion. And I would say they have the slight edge in individual skill, particularly with Malbs on the roster again. Now, Malbs hasn't exactly been hitting the same flying form as he was before in his prior stint on Team 1. But if he can get somewhere even near there, Northern Forces are going to be in for a world of pain. Not getting the bomb down, though, is really going to hurt the T side, and it's Ancient, so it's probably the most CT-sided map in the game, and the most CT-sided map since Old Nuke. So, or maybe Train. What was more CT-sided, Old Nuke or Train?
Old Nuke.
That's what I figured.
No question.
Yeah.
That thing was, so broken. This little bit less, I've been noticing T sides have been more figured out. There's been a lot of different strategies. Tier 1 teams have made some very convincing T sides. TRK convincing me that MP9, very serviceable gun on the ecos and Malbs to clean up. Full house between the UMPs, MP9s.
UMP.
So that's a lot of cash farmed. Yeah, I know. I saw 2 UMPs spot up in the South American RMR. Blew my mind. I felt like I instantly got transferred to 4 years ago.
Yeah, no kidding. Wait, UMP has it been 4 years since the UMP got nerfed? I feel like it's been longer.
It might have been. I'm not too sure, to be honest with you.
I want to say it was
I
like
have to look at some old
2016.
VODs. That could be right. I was just kind of gambling there. You know what? 2016 sounds right, because I was kind of absent between 2018, 2019 in terms of playing.
2017. So
There
we
you go.
split the difference.
Yeah. Very nice.
Nice opening,
Malbs.
though, for Team 1.
Gotta get out of there. He's able to escape, taking minimal damage as well, and baiting out a lot of that utility here. So like you said, the nice opening is going to transfer into holding on to a lot of the ground that they were hoping for, especially on a bonus round. You got yourself an early 4v5, and I love this map control that they're taking off the back of it as well. They're going to push it 1 in towards A main, maybe 2 in towards A main here, and now you're in extremely scary territory if you're Northern Forces. You got to recover a lot of lost space. You got to do it quick here. I like what they're doing, though. This might be a gap.
They can really exploit this well, Northern Forces. Cryptic, holding the line, has Maluki walk right into him. Now they're going to spur on towards the A side. Pesadello back in Temple. He is now a relic to be left there. And IDK pushed very far forward. Malbs as well getting caught out in middle, winning that duel at range, though, against Florence. That's a big pickup for Malbs, but he can't get by Cryptic, who's just sitting around. Freshie finishes off IDK, and TRK with the M4 on Team 1. We'll probably just try and save here. This was the bonus round from the Brazilian squad, but an issue is that they did lose a couple of players. I don't think they're going to have the best of buys up in this next round. They'll have a good buy, yeah, but it won't be the best that they could have asked for, and that could give a little bit of a leg for Northern Forces to get some early rounds on the board here, despite losing that pistol.
That certainly will. That one was an odd one as well from TeamOne. I feel like they were hitting all the strides in that round until they left a massive gap that it just seemed like there was no communication as to where that gap was, right? If you're going to double up 2 players on that A side aggressing in towards A main, I feel like you stick one in towards A main and you leave the other one to maybe fall off after he gains that control, right? You're in a 4-on-5. You don't need to be going for too crazy plays. And then they seemed kind of surprised with the mid presence that NF had. So a couple of question marks in that round right there for me in terms of what TeamOne brought to the table early on versus how they closed out the round, which maybe is a testament to some of the form issues that we got out of them, right? This isn't the same team that was once a main staple here in ECL. They're a bit different. They've gone through some changes here, and Freshie gonna just perfectly find that gap. That's a really tight pixel angle, but one that's being popularized quite a bit.
And of all the players to take down on that spam, too, they take down mobs, so good pickup there for Freshie. The return is made, though. Nice is gone, and Maluki has the op, and that's a free kill onto Freshie. So man advantage goes back to TeamOne. But look at the mid control for Northern Forces. The call's been made, though. Maluk's coming back. He spots the arm, and he drops the bomb. And he's just going to go back, watch his other angles. Pesa is going to push up forward, and IDK is just back in spawn, too. Pesa upgrades from a FAMAS to an AK. That's almost as good of an upgrade as you can possibly get in this game. Get rid of that FAMAS and get the Kalashnikov in hand.
Big flank from Cryptic, though.
True, but they knew he was there. There's the finisher. No real too much to fuss about for TeamOne, and a good solid win.
Very solid right there, man. Beautiful stuff coming through from Maluk with the AWP right there. Absolutely love to see him take those angles. Luke doing a beautiful job here with the AWP. Glass cannon as well in that last round, so rock solid from him to answer back swiftly, right? Because they do lose the bonus round. And if you do lose your grip on the CT side, it can quickly spiral out of control, so holding on nice and steady right now is TeamOne here. And oh man, what a peek from Malbs. Doing what he does best right there, nailing the head of Freshies. This execution's going to be one man less, and they're honing in on them as well.
Nice Modown here, keeping it clean and flawless there for TeamOne. Exactly what they want to do in the early going. Stack up the rounds on their CT side and just build up that bank early on. Really put Northern Forces down in a rough spot economically and keep them down. Just you want as easy of a round of a map as you can get if you're TeamOne, and the CT start is definitely going to be a big plus. Because here's the thing, it's Ancient in a best of one. It's a very, very weird map to pick at a best of one scenario. And we were talking about it, whoever gets the strongest CT side is pretty much going to win. And starting on that CT side, starting off strong on the CT side, is a great way to make sure you have the best possible chance of winning this map.
No doubt. I mean, even if you don't start off strong, right? You leave yourself a massive vulnerability if you walk into this CT side not firing on all cylinders, right? And teams can get off to slow starts here on this map despite having a massive advantage in terms of CT sides. So as long as you avoid some of those vulnerabilities, you're golden. And that's kind of what we're getting out of TeamOne right now. Nice little smoke lined up here to land on the top of the ramp. That's good signs. So I was really looking for a re-aggression. For good reason, dude. What a nice shot on the Cryptic. Falling into form here early on for TeamOne. Looking beautiful. And he's sticking around. He wants more. He's got 9 kills to his name. 140 ADR. Looking to extend that. One more. Around the corner. We'll grab it with ease. And he's going to fall. And this claw up the ramp side is going to be so limited here. In fact, nothing going to pan out for them. It's fresh. He's left on the lurk. See if he can grab a kill on his way out. Sure, that's nice. But the round's far from converted here.
Well, another nigh flawless round for TeamOne. Things are looking really good for them. And timeout call, this has to be a Northern Forces timeout because there's no reason why TeamOne would be calling a timeout in such good form. They don't need to cool off. It's Northern Forces who need to heat up. And for TeamOne, it's looking like they're back to their old haunts. Malbs at the top, TRK there behind him, Maluk hitting shots with the op, and then IDK and Pesa just kind of chiming in. This is kind of reminding me of old TeamOne, isn't it? That old roster that was basically, all right, season starts, TeamOne's going to make playoffs. That was your free, easy prediction that you could make 100% of the time and it would work.
That it was, and also I feel like for some reason this T1 roster in open qualifiers is very, very good. I think they rise above the occasion when it comes to open qualities for some reason. It fits them well for the most part. Maybe it's the best of one aspect. I'm not sure exactly what makes them so strong in these, but it does seem like everyone is more so informed when it comes to these. So they got that going for them right now. Only 1-for-1 trade, though. Cryptic offers up a very swift trade. Doesn't mean that a bomb site's going to come for free, though. There's players here to meet him. Cryptic going to go down quickly, and the recovery's made. Nice shot from Florence to respond, but still hanging on to that man advantage here. It's going to put a lot of pressure on this duo. Punching in the numbers can be tricky, but they're going to start it, and maybe they can make something of this round here.
Well, the bomb's ticking away. Malbs is trying to make his way in, but TeamOne are really taking their sweet time to get back into this retake. And with the op, it's going to make it a little more stressed. The rifle's really to take point here. Malbs clearing out the lineups there, and he's got both. Easy for Malbs. He's got the kit, too. He's got the round. And there was a little bit of a hiccup there for TeamOne, but they really restore things well. And of course, it's Malbs on top. Exactly what you want to see is Malbs on top. And 12-2 to kick things off. Just under 2 kills a round. 6.0 KD. He's definitely having a moment right now. And there's 2 players with 0 kills on the Northern Forces side, 7 rounds into the game. Issues arising early on for Northern Forces. And the question again rears its ugly head. Why go to Ancient in a best of 1?
Yeah, you got to have something planned, right? If you're going to take it to this map, then you got to be firing on all cylinders to get there. It's a missed Red Room smoke, I almost feel like. I think it landed inside of that molly. But that molly was also thrown out from the... I'm not sure. Either way, it's a bit concerning here. Because it's going to give IDK a whole lot of room. Look at how he's controlling the entirety of this mid side by his lonesome. He's taking full control of it. He has them pushed back inside of the smoke. That flash does absolutely nothing. And Northern Forces not getting away with some of their T-side antics that maybe they could versus Shift. Because this is a whole other team that they're dealing with. Look at that timing from IDK. Getting closed in upon, but they have a multi-pronged setup. IDK going to follow up here for success. He does not stop. He keeps it going. Flash is set up here. He pulls out the pistol. He's going to keep Nissan 0 kills, and he's done so much damage already to Freshie that this round single-handedly won by IDK right there.
IDK putting up work, and TeamOne putting up the rounds. They continue to keep on climbing, continue to keep on doing a ton of damage onto Northern Forces, who can't really get anything going. And until they, I mean, at this point, it's not until they can. It's a, if they don't start, they're kind of hosed. They really need to start getting rounds on the board very, very quickly. If they can't, then they're going to be done. It's going to be the end of the qualifier for them. And they will have one more chance to try and make it into the RMR. But 7-1 is a great start for TeamOne. For Northern Forces, it's becoming bleaker and bleaker with every passing round. They have not yet been able to get anything more than that one round, which was against the bonus. And it's been individual duels like this. Malbs 2 and make it 3 out towards Cave.
Jeez.
Just dining out there, gets the bomb and a backstab from Pesa. How does he get behind him? I'm not too sure. But TeamOne can do no wrong.
Pace has been pushing this A side nearly every round, it feels like. He's always been backstabbing, man. And that's got to be a frustrating factor. Not being able to deal with just simple trades has to be an extremely frustrating factor, right? Malbs walking away with a 3K in that last round. Familiar from IDK, what he did 2 rounds prior, right? All of these are incredibly frustrating for Northern Forces. I don't know if they're at their limit right now, but the frustration has to be at an all-time high for this team. They got to figure out a solution here. So they got to do it soon. This fast mid-play, it's a 1-for-1. At least they're finding some trades here, but Pesa right around the corner, stands tall, and stands for not a second. Sprays his clip. He's got that A4, so it's a couple extra bullets to his name, but the smoke's a wise play, and he gets out of dodge here in time. In time for Maluk to step it up with that Tech 9 as well. Malbs right around his corner is going to close it. It's 9 as easy as you like for TeamOne.
Easy peasy, and it just keeps getting smoother and smoother for TeamOne. They are the blender, and Northern Forces are the fruit. Another timeout being called by Northern Forces. And I think they're probably debating whether or not they want to go for a glass cannon on Florence. That's probably part of the timeout. The other part is they still have really failed to get anything going. And when you look at the cash over on TeamOne, everybody with Pesa is super rich, even after reinvesting. Northern Forces are starting to run out of time. Double digits are very, very likely for TeamOne out of this next round if they keep playing like they have been. And if you are Northern Forces, what's the adjustment you make? Because a lot of what's happening is you're just getting aggressed on by the classic CT pushes here on this map, and you're not able to even get a trade frag. It's 2-3 kills for the individual on TeamOne before a response can come through, if one even does.
That's just it, right? Mission number 1 is just land your trades, right? That's easier said than done, though. Again, TeamOne playing very sharp. You got Malbs having a massive game so far, but he might be silenced early. This is a very committed position. No escape. He does get out of dodge somehow, able to walk away from the fangs of JT. So at least you got some map control going for you. They forced some respect to your name, Northern Forces, but what can you do with it now? Like you said, I don't know what the best adjustments are for the current issues that are taking place. Malbs in the corner here. Crossfire. No one clears it. Oh boy, walks away with 2. Another round just doesn't go traded. Massive utility damage coming, but it's still going to be a hard round to deal with. Look at the rotations. Look how quick they are. Beating them to the punch is the likes of TeamOne. And punching down they will. Easy again with the Tech 9 from Maluk. It's just multi-kills coming all throughout the map.
Yep. And a good part of the engine for TeamOne has been Malbs, which, if you're an NA fan who's seen Malbs for a while, if you are somebody who's seen this team for a while, seeing Malbs playing like this is a sight for sore eyes. Since he came back from 0-0 Nation, he kind of didn't really hit the same form, but it looks like he's back. I'm happy to see him at 19-2. IDK's flashed and he still gets the kill. You cannot let that go you cannot lose that fight if you are Northern Forces. You have to win that fight. Cryptic gets traded, so TeamOne are hitting the trades. Maluk's going to go add to the man advantage here, and they're going to try and get onto the A side, or the B side rather. Nice kill from Florence, but Molotov's going to stop the plant. Up from Maluk, actually not going to connect there onto JT, who's able to get behind the angle just in time, but everyone's on the angle here. It's surely going to go the way of TeamOne again, all down to Florence, 1v3. And, well, IDK gives them a free kill into a 1v2. This is wonderful with a lot of time.
As well make a run of things here if you're Florence. But walking into the up. Gonna run you another round in favor. TeamOne 11-1 now. My God. Yeah, and this could be the risk. I don't even want to call it maybe way too CT-sided right now. I think they're just struggling to find responses, struggling in maybe the confidence department. A lot of issues surfacing versus this TeamOne team. And again, it's not like, you know, we came into this with high expectations for what TeamOne has had to offer. At least we shouldn't have with the results that they've given us so far. But they are playing so out of their mind, so solid versus this Northern Forces roster that make things scary. You got a flank going on. JT with only a Glock, though, doing some damage. Forcing pace a bit scared, but only a Glock is just not enough here. At least they're finding this A-side axis, though.
Maybe finally something can go right for Northern Forces, but the damage has already been done. 11 rounds on the board for TeamOne. A best possible scenario for Northern Forces, now 4 on the T side, which is a very bleak option. TeamOne going to go for a bit of a retake. Malbs already with the first, bringing it to a 2v3, but TRK dealt with nicely by Nice. Malbs going to go on through, but there's a couple of players, all three, very low in health in the grand scheme of things. Malbs trying to isolate those fights, creeping around one by one, but Northern Forces doing a great job of not over-aggressing. Good timing there by Freshie, and Malbs gets taken down. That's his 3rd death of this game, folks. 3rd death of this game. And oh, that's actually his 4th. Scratch that. I thought it was only his 3rd. I missed that other death, but still, the point remains. He's died 4 times in 13 rounds.
And 20 kills, so it's not like he's hiding, right?
Nope. He's not B-Anchor Mirage.
No, not at all, man. He is taking fights every which way. Yet no one's able to deal with him. Finally, man, Northern Forces, they went around it. Might be a lifeline, but might not help him out too much if they, again, just show it's a flash in the pan. Not consistent success, but again, oh, Cryptic got caught right there, but he was saved while falling, lands the headshot onto Malbs. And if there was ever a player that you wanted to take down early to maybe start swinging things your way, it would be this guy. They're going to try and reclaim this mid control. The trade's starting to favor the T's, though. Here you go. Late collapse in towards mid, and it's only going to be one Maluk right around the corner to deal with.
Nice by Maluk. And the nade, is it going to connect? No, it doesn't. That could have been really detrimental to Northern Force's chances here in this round. But they still have an opportunity to get a little more done. They can still do a little more damage, but Maluk's going to hit that first shot. He's got the leg. It's more than enough. And Cryptic dancing around, Tech 9 in hand into a 1v1. This is winnable, but TRK is making all the noise. Cryptic's going back for him. Is it going to come down to the headshot or the M4? TRK swings around, but he's not expecting Cryptic pushing. Great read by Cryptic there. Great 3K. He'll grab the op as well and toss it over to Florence. And Cryptic salvages a second round, or a third round on the board. Second in a row for Northern Forces. TeamOne able to buy up fully, though. Op for Maluk. M4s across the board. And TeamOne really do favor the A4s. I think Northern Forces like the A1Ss, but looks like TeamOne are fans of the $3,100 30-round magazine holding M4A4. Unsilenced as well. What other descriptive factors can I add to that? The one with uglier skins.
Ooh, a little bit of an ugly spray there to kick things off. At least he does convert, though. Again, we talked about trading being an issue, and if you find the opening, no matter how labored, you don't have to worry too much about trades. It is a quick one to respond from Waluki, but not the end of the world for the CT side. Again, they've claimed a very solid half already. Best case scenario is 11-4 here, but maybe they can muster a little bit of momentum heading into the second half here. Mid aggression coming through. We'll see how well timed it is. Pesa might have just slipped a massive gap here. No eyes are on him. Call comes a little bit too late for Nice to get away, though. Trade comes through, and that's a massive information game. You're going to start to see the rotations in, and first things first, you got to get past Maluki, and they cannot pass that first test.
Nice, Maluk again, and Freshie now in a 1v3. Sprayed down by TRK, coming in through CT spawn. And that will put TeamOne up to 12. Only 3 pitiful rounds on the board for Northern Forces. And realistically speaking, what are they going to be able to do with this?
It's workable. If you get a pistol round, you can really start to make something of this half. But what I think the X factor here is from a lot of teams is that TeamOne bring Malbs to their T side, and not a lot of teams have a Malbs to like get you a random round out of the hat, right?
Yeah. That's the thing. Malbs is an X factor. Malbs is a magician. He's someone who could put a game on its head, put a round on its head. He's already put this game on its head with his massive first half performance. Very vintage Malbs. And great to see. Let's see what Northern Forces are really going to be able to do, because that's the real question. TeamOne did their job. They only need 4 rounds. It's up to Northern Forces now to prove that they belong and that they can take this map. They're the ones with everything to prove right now. And they do have the kit. They do have a smoke. Freshie didn't buy anything at all, which... Is he trying to save for an op, or is that just a misbuy?
100% a misbuy. That's a big one as well. Look at this late collapse coming through. There's a lot of players here, but once you start to take those different angles, it becomes a massive game of isolation right there. And that's what they found out the hard way. Freshie has no armor, though. Sure, he's going to land some nice headshots, but HP quickly dwindles. It's body shots, baby, in TeamOne. They get a pistol that Northern Forces needed.
Body shots, baby, in TeamOne to 13. 20 kills for both Malbs and Maluk. And Maluk's actually died less than Malbs now. Funny little tidbit there. And it's going to be rifles up for the T side. Galil's AKs. Decent amount of utility. Enough that should be able to counter the pistols. If you're Northern Forces, though, you got to be fathoming maybe you want to go for the force, but they are just going to go for the save. They're going to have a 5-7 and a flashbang. That's it. And Fresh, it does appear to be saving for the op, so I guess that's a decision. But right now, losing that pistol, this is pretty much done, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely doesn't bode well. It's just weird that maybe this is just a difference in opposition and more respect being put on TeamOne's name than maybe Shift deserve. But I will say overall, weird that they're saving so much for like the op or anything of that nature. when that never came out on Overpass, right? It came out so late in the half, and it definitely was a winning formula for them.
They just ruined their
Ancient-
economy. That's why they couldn't get it.
Right. That's the issue. Ancient's probably less of an op map as well than would ever see a op on Overpass. Way more prioritized, and yeah, I don't think they're gonna get one here.
No, they're not. Huh.
Right.
Actually, Florence could glass. He could full glass here. Nope. No womp.
Yeah.
Yeah, Overpass is really an opera's paradise. So
Yeah.
Ancient
Ancient
not
less
as
so.
much.
So many smokes, so much utility coming down to it. I think at the end of the day, unless you have like Simple on your team, it's probably better to have a rifle and
What
full
about
utility than an op. Yeah.
Don't forget
Zevi can get an op on any round. I don't care. I don't care what round it is. If your whole team's saving and Zevi has an op, it's winnable.
That is true. Zevi's a freaking monster, man. I love watching that guy play. I can't wait to see him play in Challenger Melbourne, because he's going to be an absolute dominating force. Easy win, not easy win, but a win for Pace. I thought that was going to be a lot cleaner. Cryptic out in the open, caught in no man's land, gets sprayed down. The A retake, though, coming through, but for Northern Forces, their opportunities to survive are quickly fading away. Florence got that second kill, would have made it doable. Maluk and Malbs, TRK all chiming in. 15-3, and boy howdy. It's what, 16-8 for Northern Forces over Shift? I did not expect to see this kind of a scoreline in a round 4 matchup.
This makes TeamOne maybe more scary though than maybe teams really expected out of them, right? Because when we talk about peak TeamOne, dude, this is a team that could take anyone down in this bracket, and I'll even include EG in that mix because, you know, while EG are looking very solid and you would think that they'd be qualifying, there could be a world where some upsets take place and TeamOne steal that position from them right now with how good they're looking, and that is
even getting some rounds
very
off
scary
them right now.
Oh, wow, yeah. I think very highly of Limitless, but that's
So do
just
I.
me being a fan of Stamina.
Yeah, we'll see what that scoreline ends up as, but Limitless already had a couple of rounds in the early going. Pace has spotted an arm, and he's going to get taken down. Can't get more than just damage. TRK trades it back and doubles down. Look at the ace or the B side. It is wide open for business. Nobody here at all from the side of Northern Forces. And what do they have for the retake? 2 MP9s, armor, no utility, no defuse kit. And the odds that they win this round are about 0.000001.
It's the official AI prediction right now, and that's, yeah, I mean, now 0. I don't even know if they have enough HP
No,
to
they
walk
don't.
through this Molly,
They
man.
don't have
It
enough
is
time.
done. Oh, boy. Well, nice attempt, right? Northern Forces making it deep, but they've hit their wall. They've met their match here in TeamOne, and for good reason. This team is looking sharp as ever, and like I had said, you know, you got some future matches. EG